Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday. It is the 12th of September 2021. And so here's the finished product of the steps that Mom did. I think they came out pretty good. So, and then she did the underside as well, so now she wants to do the back steps. So because of putting on the primer first, hopefully everything doesn't peel off this year. And then she did these steps as well that are for the shop, so she did those as well. Alright, before we get into this video, two things. First of all, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m., so I would ask you all to join me then. We'll have there's the cats. We'll have a good discussion. And I'm not sure what the topic is going to be yet, so you'll have to check that out. But that will be at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern Time, so I would encourage you all to join me then. The second thing before we jump into this video, I want to talk about really quickly on my website, the Legacy Freeze-Dried Food, preppernurse1 at yahoo.com, or not, listen to me, sorry, preppernurse1.com, not at Yahoo, that's the email, preppernurse1.com, go there. If you click on store, you'll have the Legacy Freeze-Dried Foods. You'll see that. You click on that, it'll take you to the store within the website. The reason I wanted to bring this up is at the end of this month, the prices are going to be going up on the Legacy Freeze-Dried Foods. So, giving you a heads up ahead of time, a few weeks before that happens, so that if you decide you want to add to your Legacy Freeze-Dried Food storage, now would be the time to do so before the price increases go into effect. Like everything else, prices are going up, so that is what's happening with that. So just putting that out there ahead of time for you guys. Again, 25-year shelf life, GMO free, gluten options available for people that need it. It is also vegan, and beef and chicken can be purchased separately. Alright? This is unbelievable, guys, with these freaking mosquitoes during the middle of the day now. It's like all day long, all night long. They're relentless. I'm ready for a nice cold little frost real quick, and that'll be the end of the mosquitoes. So, anyway, alright, what if? I want to do another video on my what if series. And so this one is, what if the lights go out and don't come back on? And this, and we're not going to, well, we're going to do it from both the prepper's perspective and Joe Average Citizen's perspective, okay? So, Joe Average Citizen wakes up tomorrow, so the lights go off tomorrow morning and they're not coming back on. He wakes up tomorrow morning and the power's gone, the power's out, alright? So what's going to happen, and the reality is, because it's like the average citizen has no clue, they're going to sit around and they're going to wait for the power to come back on. That's what they're going to do. That's what they always do, right? People, I've seen people on Facebook, oh my God, I had no power for 12 hours. This is ridiculous. You know, you see it all the time. Well, they're basically going to sit around. They're going to complain. They're going to be like, okay, well, you know, we'll just wait. The power will come back on. So by day 2, power's not on yet. There's still a lot of them are still going to be waiting. Now, there may be some of them that may be questioning what's going on and that type of thing. Maybe running out to the store to get ice and bread if they can. If the stores are even going to be open, because obviously they won't have any power either. So all their refrigeration units are not going to be working and those type of things as well. So you're going to have a lot of people just waiting. That's why, it's one of the reasons why they always say that in an SHTF situation, such as that would be an SHTF situation, and we're talking countrywide, guys, alright? You got about 72 hours to get to whatever destination you want before all double HE double hockey sticks takes place, breaks loose. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. Now a prepper is going to wake up with that power out, and what he's going to do first of all, he's going to see if his phone's working. You know, probably it still might be working at that point. We're just talking about a grid down situation. We're not talking about an EMP, anything like that. We're just talking about a grid down situation. So what he's going to do is he's going to call other people in his group and say, hey, is your power out too? He may call people in other states that he knows and say, hey, is your power out too? Now, other people might do that too. They might, okay? But a lot of times in the very beginning, a lot of people are just going to be sitting around waiting, the average citizen. But the prepper is going to be, something's up, let me see what's going on. Once they realize that this is not just an isolated incident of a power outage, a prepper is going to jump into action because they have a game plan. Now, if that game plan is to bug in or if that game plan is to bug out, they're going to put those plans into actions. They're going to get things buttoned up and tightened up the way they need to be ready to do what they need to do to defend what they have, to get things in place, to get to where they need to go. That's hugely, hugely important. And because again, having a group and being able to get out of that situation, I think is the smartest thing that you could possibly do. Now we got a nice breeze. I don't know if you can see the way the trees are blowing here. I mean, it's actually a nice breeze. So it's kind of helping with the mosquitoes a little bit. So anyway, after that 72-hour window and the reality comes into effect of, oh my God, the power's not coming back on, a couple things are going to happen, all right, for the average Joe citizen. First of all, anything he's got in his freezer by that point, hopefully he's been eating it right along, cooking that up and eating it. And when I say cooking it up, how do you cook it up with no power, right? Your gas or your electric stove's not working. Well, if you have a cooker outside, your propane cooker outside, a lot of people will do that way, 'cause a lot of people do that weekend cooking and stuff like that. So hopefully they've eaten a lot of that stuff. But average Joe person doesn't have a lot of supplies on hand. And so now they're going to be going into panic mode, going, oh my God, the lights still aren't on after 3 days. What do I do now? And that's when things get really, truly dangerous. And it might be sooner than 72 hours, guys. I would encourage preppers, off-gridders, anybody that has a half a brain in their head that is prepared to any degree, that has a contingency plan of what they're doing. At the first sign that this may be the situation, you need to get to where you need to go. That would be my advice to any of you, all right? Because that's a huge red flag. And I'm not saying, and here's the other thing I want to make sure you understand, don't take the major highways. Do not take the major highways, because there might be a lot of people decide to get out of Dodge all at the same time. Use secondary routes. They're not going to be as congested, there are not going to be as many people on them, and hopefully you're going to be able to get to where you want to go without any issues by using those secondary roads. And so those are things you need to think about too. Hopefully that's something else you've planned ahead for, that you're not going to be using those major roads that are going to be parking lots, and now you're stuck in that parking lot. You're going to have that plan on how to get to where you want to go. But again, it's important to make sure that you have enough gasoline on hand as well for those type of trips. So like if you have a long distance to go, if you have that backup gasoline, which hopefully you do as a prepper, that you can throw in the trunk or in the back of the truck or whatever you have, and be able to go to where you need to go without stopping. You don't want to stop if you don't have to. A lot of things are going to happen really, really quickly. It's going to be very fluid. It can turn really, really ugly really, really quickly. The reality is, and they've done scenarios, and they have said that within 1 year after a grid down situation, that 90% of the population would be dead. That would not surprise me at all, to be honest with you. Would not surprise me at all, because of the fact that so many people are unprepared for any type of emergency, which again, I will never understand that, especially living in the country that we do, where natural disasters happen constantly, and and people still don't prepare for them. But here's the other thing with that. Those natural disasters are not going to stop just because the grid is down. Okay, that's something to think about as well. So those floodings, those fires, the earthquakes, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, they're going to continue to happen. All right, they're not going to stop happening because the grid is down. So now you're going to have, other than the fact too that you're going to have no warning that these things are coming, because there's not going to be any power for the weatherman to tell you that these things are coming. These things are still going to come, and they're still going to happen, but there's nobody coming to rescue you, to help you in that type of situation. You're going to have to rely on the people around you, and that's it. So those are things to think about as well, things to put into consideration as well. So, man, these freaking mosquitoes, it's been bad. It's been absolutely ridiculous. So, anyway, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. And I'm just throwing out a couple of things here, some things to make you think, and that's the idea of these series, okay? The what if series are going to be designed to make you think, to say, hey, you know what? I didn't think about this, or I didn't think about that. But there's different scenarios that are going to happen. And then the other thing that I want you to think about, you look in the major cities, and there's a lot of gangs in the major cities. There's a lot of gangs in different places as well, not just the cities. But those people are going to work together. And they're going to continue to do what they always do. But now there's no rule of law to stop them, or no deterrent to stop them from doing whatever they want to do. So that's something you guys need to really think about as well too. You are going to have to be protecting yourselves, all right? I'm going to kick this around so you guys can see the trees. It's actually really cool. They are starting, like I showed you up here. If you look at the top of that tree right there, it's already starting to change. So we are getting to that point of the year, that's for sure. But anyway, yes, so those are things to think about. The fact that people are not going to have sufficient food. They're not prepared to deal with these type of situations, or adequate medical care is not going to be available. I mean, it's going to be a complete nightmare scenario. And so the prediction that 90% of people would be dead in 1 year, I think is very, very accurate. You think about the fact that in the wintertime, when winter comes, you know, in the Northeast, if you don't have a wood stove and all those type of situations, you're not going to be around long, because that weather's going to kill you. So something to think about, okay? I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback on this topic. I want to hear what you have to say. Again, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you having a good weekend. I hope you were safe this weekend. And, you know, so anyway, I'm going to jump off of here for now. I'm going to, again, remind you, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m., so I would encourage you to join me then. Also, again, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. We need to remember that. We need to work together. We need to stop letting them manipulate us and continue to do what they've been doing right along. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. And last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. You working for that beer, old woman? That's the way it's right. You don't work, you don't drink around this house.
Dad.
Hi, Ma.
Hi, baby.
I love you.
I love you too.
So anyway, guys, I do want to hear your feedback on this video. I want to hear what you have to say. And I will talk to you all later, and I will see you all tonight at 8 o'clock. Prepper Nurse 1, out for